Hello everyone, just Goran here and welcome back to another Planet Zoo real life inspiration video, and today we're looking at the Thomson Gazelle. These aren't all that common, so we only have 4 zoos to look at, but for the most part they're all nice safari habitats, so let's have a look at each of them. Starting over here with Tierpark Berlin, where we are in one of the newer areas of the zoo, this little Africa area, where I just absolutely love all of the planting and gardening over here around the visitor path. It is so well done and it really just feels completely different than the rest of the zoo does, really transporting you into Africa a little bit. There's also some beautiful immersion kind of with the habitat itself, where the moat is almost invisible thanks to all of the planting around, and over there we can actually see our first Thomson Gazelle, which for some reason has these little tubes around their horns. Another one in the distance does too. I'm not sure what that's about. I guess these might be Tubeston's gazelles or something. I don't know. I have no idea what that was. But yeah, this is the Thomson Gazelle habitat. They actually have a lot of space around the entire visitor path, which actually goes on for quite a bit. And they share this space with wildebeest, with zebra, with ostriches as well. Tons of animals around here, making it a fully fleshed safari experience. In the future, you're also going to have the African elephants on the other side of the path that was still under construction when I was here last year. But yeah, as you can see, the path just keeps going until you come to this outcropping over here, where you are kind of at the farthest point of the visitor path, looking all the way into the enclosures over here. It's great that the animals have as much space as they do over here, and not only that, the level of quality of the enclosure is consistent throughout, with all of the rocks and planting and the back barriers being all of these kind of jagged logs. It's just really well put together. I really like this area a lot. Next up at the Zoo of Hannover, we also have a lovely safari savanna habitat over here, with a bit of education over here at the visitor side, as you can see next to that crate, and under that shelter over there is also some signs about zebra, about the other animals here. There's a little telescope over there, lovely detail, and yeah, here is the habitat itself. It's quite spacious. We got zebra, we got eland, we got impala, I'm pretty sure as well, and of course the Thomson Gazelle over there in the distance, together with the impala walking in the background as well. So yeah, that's the kind of main viewing point, but you can also look into this habitat from a bunch of bridges going over the water here, and here you can see one of those viewing points where you got a nice overview of the savanna as well. And if you keep walking along, you get an even cooler bridge, this rope bridge over here, which looks absolutely awesome. And from here you can technically also see a little more of the habitat, but it is mostly obscured by all the trees and stuff. By far the best place to view the habitat from is from the boat ride from the Zambezi River, and yeah, if you get on the boat you actually go under these bridges and you end up right at the water's edge of the habitat over here. And there you can see there's a common eland standing there next to the water, as well as a zebra drinking. But you could technically also see the Thomson Gazelle from here as well. You just need to be lucky for them to actually be close enough. So yeah, that is the view from the boat, and that kind of concludes the Zoo of Hannover. So we're going to look at the last safari habitat, which is over here at the Zoo of Leipzig, where we are entering the Africa area, and that starts us off at this big viewpoint over here of the main savanna exhibit, which has a ton of African animals on it, including the Thomson Gazelle. Though I did not see them the first day, I actually ended up asking a keeper, where's the Thomson Gazelle? Where is it hiding? Is it here? Do they actually have it? This was only my second time seeing them, so I was still pretty excited about it. And they told me that it is indeed hiding. It is hiding in the bushes over here, because they're a little bit shy. They don't get along super well with the other animals on the safari exhibit, the savanna exhibit. So yeah, that's why they tend to be hiding in the bushes behind the flamingos over here, which is pretty interesting. But if they so wished, if they were brave enough, they would have this entire savanna exhibit to explore, which is just lovely. The exhibit itself is a little bit on the flat side, but it is very nice and spacious. And over here in the back you can see a little more of where the Thomson Gazelle was hiding on the other side of this fence, where the other animals can't really get to it very easily. So that's cool that those things are taken into account. There's other places in this habitat where some passages are made where certain animals can fit through where others can't. Of course, the easiest animal to keep out of a place is the giraffe because they're much larger than the other ones. But yeah, here you can see kind of the full scale of the habitat as it goes on, completely beyond this restaurant over here, where you can sit, have your meal next to all of these savanna animals like the oryxes, the zebras, I think there's ostriches, there's emu, not emu, I was going to say Naleshwe, I don't know how I came to emu. And yeah, here you can see another one of those areas that is a little bit separate from the rest, where the zebras can have their meal without being bothered by the giraffes and such. This is another really cool viewpoint of this exhibit. This is actually the hyena habitat with the savanna in the background as well. So behind the hyena, you might be able to see the giraffes or the Thomson gazelle walking around right there, which is really cool. And here you can see how that exhibit, the savanna exhibit, is looping around the hyena exhibit, which is all the rocks on the right. So yeah, really cool stuff right there. The last cool thing about this habitat is that you can also access it from outside the zoo. There's a public park going around the zoo, and the public park has a few panoramas into this savanna enclosure over here. A little bit overgrown with the reeds at the moment, but you might catch a glimpse of Naleshwe in this case, or a Thomson gazelle. You never know if it decides to leave the bushes. So yeah, that's it for the Zoo of Leipzig, and now we're going to move on to the final zoo in the video, which is Safari Park Dvůr. And yeah, you can tell why I stuffed this one at the back, because it's not the greatest exhibit. This is one of two exhibits that could house the Thomson gazelle, at least according to the education signs. And the sign over here says that this one's for the kudu as well as the Thomson gazelle. Although I did not see the Thomson gazelle inside, I only saw the kudu. I saw the Thomson gazelle in the next exhibit over here, which is a little bit more obscured by the plants, which might be nice for Thomson gazelle if they are a little bit more shy, but the enclosure isn't much special. You do get some nice views of the Thomson gazelle still, but yeah, the enclosure is a bit on the small side, especially for a safari park, which does have a lot of space to offer on the car safari. So yeah, you kind of wish that all animals got access to that, but yeah, that's sadly not really the case. But yeah, that's it for Dvůr, and that's going to be it for the Thomson gazelle inspiration video. Hope you enjoyed, hope you got some Thomson gazelle inspiration. Quick shout out to my members, especially my newest member, Ignacio Ordenes Rosas. Hope I didn't mess that up, and thank you so much for the support. I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye!